Judy, removing and deporting the quote worst of the worst. That's what President Trump and his administration have continued to tout since day one about their plans for mass deportations. But in one case that the I-team has been closely following, a local man's immigration status remains in legal limbo while he's held behind bars and his family waits for answers. This all happens while immigration data nationwide shows a much different story than what's been pitched by the administration. This cell phone video shows Abel Orozco hauled off in handcuffs by federal agents. That was nearly 4 months ago.
Detention is a very grueling and difficult process, and he's very, very worried.
This morning, attorney Colleen Ward, again for the second time this month, dialed into a hearing to make Abel Orozco's case for release to a federal immigration judge.
I said that they haven't come to a decision. So unfortunately, that meant that the case was delayed a further 2 weeks.
An undocumented Mexican immigrant who's lived in the U.S. for nearly 30 years. Abel Orozco's family says he had no criminal record, only a removal order after returning from a visit to Mexico in 2004. Orozco's arrest, his attorneys say, wasn't targeted.
They encountered him in the course of that operation and chose to detain him.
President Donald Trump addressed his focus on immigration enforcement over the weekend.
They've allowed people to come into our country that shouldn't be. They shouldn't be here. We're getting them out and bringing them back where they came from.
While the president and his Homeland Security officials continued to boast about mass deportation, data from Syracuse University researcher Susan Long reflects the reality of removals.
It simply doesn't accord with what another branch is publishing.
President Trump's administration claimed to have arrested 151,000 migrants and deported 135,000 in their first 100 days. More, they claim, than the Biden administration in all of 2024. But Long's research from Homeland Security reports has found the Trump administration actually arrested roughly half that many migrants and removed fewer than half, 72,179. The Biden administration, by comparison, arrested nearly 278,000 and deported more than 271,000 in 2024.
Well, it's disappointing. In a democracy, the public needs to know what their government is doing.
Illegal border crossings have plummeted since President Trump returned to the White House, according to Customs and Border Protection figures. Last month, CBP reported, quote, its lowest southwest border crossings in history. Meanwhile, Abel Orozco will be back in court early next month to find out if he'll be granted release or if he will continue to be held in jail. And we'll be finding out what happens then.
Okay, Liz, thanks.